You know, you need to do pub trivia someday.
Yeah. Actually, I'm with a group. We use Discord. We host like game shows and stuff like daily. As soon as I get paid on Thursday and get Minicam upgraded, I'm gonna be able to start recording episodes. Actually, start a game show YouTube channel. Go my god! Yes, me actually on YouTube more often. This could be scary.
Let's
But
say
no,
let's say this. I ever wonder how well you would do with Torgo trivia.
I think I tried it with him a few times before, like the group disbanded for a little bit. But yeah, I did a couple of his things. It actually turned out well. I enjoyed it.
All right. Anyway,
At DX is super kicking, folks.
anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Brain Extension Mock Draft 2.5. Yes, 2.5. Why we do 2.5, I don't know. Because I'm bored. Anyway, I had MVP and Lou the last time for Mock Draft 2.0, but this time it's going to be a little different, done a little differently. I got the current ring announcer slash part-time referee slash former commissioner of the OSWA, Michael Gentry. I know him as NCB Man. How you doing?
I'm good, James. How about yourself?
I'm good. So, you being a former commissioner of the OSWA, I think this is
Right?
the easiest thing to do. Because usually how we do mock draft is basically each of us will pick 10 for each brand. But I'm going to change it up a little bit because I had an idea. And
You had an idea, folks. Prepare yourselves. This could get scary.
it would. So we are going to we are going to imagine that I run one show and you run one show. You are the COO of one show. I am the COO of one show. Pick a show, any show. I'll let you pick.
Let's see. Well, if I get to pick, I want the best product out there. I want Raw.
Okay, you get Raw. I got SmackDown. Okay, that's simple
Okay.
enough. So my question before we start off the mock draft, and it is for 2.0, who do you think would be running Raw and SmackDown?
As many GMs and things they keep bringing in, I really still feel like it's going to be Shane on one show and Stephanie on the other. As for which one it's going to be, I'm not sure yet. If I had to take a logical guess, I'm thinking Stephanie's going to be running Raw, Shane's going to be running SmackDown. But then again, they may hire their own GMs, and I have a feeling it's going to be new people we've never seen before. So only time will tell on that at this point.
I mean, here's your question though, really, is that who would you believe would be a new GM that we have never ever seen as a GM before? I mean, as you know, there's been many people that they put as GM as former GMs that was weird and awkward. You know?
Awkward to say the least at this point. Um, hmm. Well, whoever it would be, it'd have to be somebody that something about the product first of all, and somebody that they each of them feel like they could trust. Um, in Stephanie's case, I would not be surprised if she actually pulled someone like Triple H to be like the general manager of Raw. That's not happened before. Yeah, he's the current COO, but you know what? I mean, why not have him be the general manager of Raw or Stephanie's show? Considering he's probably the one person that she absolutely trusts without a shadow of a doubt. Shane, however, is the wild card, and I'm not sure who Shane would bring in that he feel like could help him bring his show with SmackDown or whatever show he decides to run to that next level. Because I mean, like I said, he was out of the business a good 7 years, and now stepping back into WWE, I'm not sure who would come along to try the ride. Although, just out of a wild speculation, it would actually be kind of cool to see Linda come back and help Shane run SmackDown or something like that. His mother.
Yeah, and
But
that's
highly unlikely, though.
yeah, highly unlikely. But if you look at everything, I mean, if you look at former past general managers, I mean, you've seen everybody from announcers to Hall of Famers to crazy chicks.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I said some have worked, some haven't.
Mike Adamle was someone who didn't work.
He had some interesting matches, though. I mean, like, he had definitely had some interesting choices on things, but as for actually knowing the product and running the show, Mike, just stick with American Gladiators, buddy. It's what works for you.
Yeah, I mean, he had like a what he wasn't his era was the championship scramble. I actually like the championship
Yeah,
scramble.
I like. I said he had some good ideas. He also had some very very bad ones. And there are times that I wonder if he could tell what a wrist lock from a wrist watch was at that point. But I
Um,
digress.
but Jeff Harvey.
Yes, Jeff Harvey. Oh God.
Anyway, so with that all being said, since you're running Raw, I'll let you pick first. Who would your first overall pick be for Raw?
Well, if I want the face of my brand absolutely leading into the new era, whether you like it or not, I mean, he's the present of WWE, and I know what you're probably thinking I'm going to pick, but I'm actually going in a different direction here. My first pick as general manager of Raw, I would choose Seth Rollins.
Very interesting pick. Because really, I really haven't think of Seth Rollins as the true face of WWE, but I mean, you have your
No,
reason.
but as regard to like somebody who's going to draw the most people in to watch my show, whether they love him or hate him, it's going to be Seth Rollins.
And I think that's going to be the same way with my first pick for SmackDown if I had to. I would take the opportunity and pick John Cena. I mean, he is the true face of WWE. I mean, love him or hate him, he
Right?
is that overall face of WWE. Everybody knows when you first think of WWE, the first person you think of is John Cena. So John Cena would be the face of SmackDown. Now, would he be on SmackDown? I highly doubt it, but you never know with the draft. We don't know what it can be because
I know.
there's been no rumors of who's going where. I mean, they say
Yeah.
that the rumors were is that John Cena was going to be on Raw, but we never know. They might change their mind. You know.
They've still got 2 weeks to change their mind at this point, so anything can happen. Um, hmm. Going with my second pick to kind of counterbalance it. Plus, we haven't got to see a lot of these two against one another. My second pick overall for WWE Raw would be I'm going Kevin Owens.
Hmm. That's not someone I would pick, really. I mean, I.
Yeah, understandably, say because you want the people, you want some of the faces that are absolutely some of the top draws now, but you want those guys who are going to be that next man in line. And Kevin Owens, clearly from what he's done in 1 year's time in WWE, two-time Intercontinental Champion, former NXT Champion, and absolutely has turned heads wherever he's gone. I kind of want somebody who could bring that sort of attention again back to Raw and sort of be that one guy that everybody loves to see get his butt kicked. And I mean, every show's got to have that one guy. And I feel that Kevin Owens, for me, could be that one guy.
You were talking about counterbalance. I mean, as you see, John Cena is the face of WWE, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a counterbalance to it. I would say that my counterbalance would be AJ Styles. I mean,
Oh yeah.
he is a big draw no matter where he is. But I would rather have two, so face and a heel first as my top two. So if you think about it, Cena and AJ Styles have a big feud against each other. So my next pick would be AJ Styles.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. My third pick to give some competition to the guys, I'm going to go the current reigning WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Dean Ambrose. I mean, the guy's the current champion. He's basically been that guy since when Cena wasn't around and Roman Reigns kind of was. He was doing his thing, but he really was not getting the draw the what the guys who run the show absolutely were looking for. Dean Ambrose was that guy that everybody could get behind. I mean, the crazy lunatic who absolutely can wrestle his butt off, and hey, he can have a good match with a broomstick for all I care, and find a way to put the broomstick over. I mean, look what he did for Mitch, for crying out loud. He's entertaining. He's very talented in the ring. And again, he's the current WWE champion. That's the guy I definitely want to have on my roster. So I take Dean Ambrose as my third pick.
And Dean Ambrose really is like an underrated person. I mean,
Absolutely.
he got the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank after cashing in, with a lot of people not thinking that he would be a true champion. But and I think that's a smart pick, really, for you picking Dean Ambrose, because the fact is that rumor that they could have two world titles.
Again, that's my issue with it. I'm like, I wouldn't mind them bringing back another world championship, but I'm like, this would just be going right back to just taking the WWE World Heavyweight title, splitting it back in half again. You might as well bring back the other WWE Heavyweight Championship belt if you're going to bring back the world title. I'm just saying. Or maybe they might have a new design in mind. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. But I would like for it to be the world champion, the tag team champions, and the women's champion compete on both shows, because you should earn that right, being the best of your particular division, and then having the Intercontinental and United States Championships as the flagship championship for their particular shows.
And that was the original concept.
Maybe even bringing in a secondary title for each show as well, just so you can have that extra championship floating around when you don't have like the world title on your show for that particular period of time, for like switching back and forth between the pay-per-views.
And
we'll talk about that later.
And that's the thing, though, is really I understand what it is, but the reason why I actually like the idea of having two world titles is that the fact is that you give him more opportunities to guys who if you would feel that Vince McMahon not like. So you could say someone like a Dolph Ziggler or Kevin Owens can hold a world title that nobody would think that they won't be holding whatever championship, but the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but they could actually hold a WWE title or the World Heavyweight Championship. So because it just gives more opportunities to guys that you don't believe would be a world champion. Like Sami Zayn could be a world champion, all we know.
It's not for me and Sami Zayn. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when for him. Because I feel like he will be champion one day. It may not be anytime soon because the top of the roster is kind of crowded at the moment. But eventually, folks are going to retire, and Sami Zayn's still going to be one of those young cats that absolutely could carry the brand easily. People love him. He's got the fan support behind him, especially for everything they did with him starting in NXT to really make a name for himself. So it's a matter of when Sami Zayn becomes champion. At least
my third pick for SmackDown, since we're doing that, I'm thinking hard, and it is really hard, But my pick would be your current reigning defending WWE World Tag Team Champions, the New Day. I mean, the fact is that yeah, you have them feuding with the Wyatts, but over the period of 2 years, it's just like it's shocking how everybody was like, "Yeah, New Day sucks," and then all of a sudden they get this high rise, and like like they're very entertaining.
They are absolutely entertaining. And let's say, shout out to Xavier Woods, by the way, buddy. Worked with him several years ago, long before he ever thought about being in WWE. Getting started with him and AJ Styles both. So hey, I'm coming to Dragon Con, y'all. Y'all better be there. Let's meet up. Anyway, I move on. Let's see. Number four. Now this is where I look at the roster and I'm like, okay, we've got some good picks going so far, but I feel like so far I'm lacking that veteran voice in the locker room that absolutely could be detrimental to helping the guys come up and really make them even better guys in the back. So, as my fourth pick, even though this guy's currently injured, I know he's due back probably sooner rather than later. I'm going to go with my fourth pick, the Apex Predator, Randy Orton.
Ooh, there we go.
RKO out of nowhere.
That's a good pick. I mean, yeah, really, we have anybody can be drafted to these brands. So
Right.
really, it's that that's a smart decision because you really need a veteran. There's someone who knows a lot about the business, and that can help these new era people. My fourth pick, I'm just thinking more on logic. If I had to do a fourth pick, I would say because I have AJ Styles, I'm gonna have to go with the club. I'm picking teams now because here's your thing is though you can't just take AJ Styles and not take the club. You have to take all three of them. So if they don't do like the club altogether, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson, you might as well just do AJ Styles first. Just do maybe one extra pick and then you go for the club. So it's like that's what you have to really do here. So that's
absolutely. All right, with my fifth pick, since you're starting to jack up all the tag teams, I might as well get one for myself. I'm going to take the tag team that have been your current reigning two-time WWE Tag Team of the Year, the Usos.
That is really a conspiracy. They actually got tag team that year last year.
Yeah, I feel it was a conspiracy because I believe New Day worked their butts off for a year straight, and absolutely, I voted for them to be Tag Team of the Year, and somehow they didn't get it. So it is what it was. But hey, we've seen what the Usos can do. They again, the entertaining high flyers, that Samoan heritage line. Wow, word vomit today. The Samoan heritage line. It is absolutely a fantastic group of wrestlers that have all come from there, and definitely could be the faces of of my tag team division, at least on Monday Night Raw.
For me, my fifth pick for SmackDown, it's gonna be very interesting. You pick Kevin Owens, I pick Sami Zayn.
I figured you were going to do that.
Split them up.
You know what? It may be best for both of their sakes of their careers to probably split them up for a little while before they kill each other. Literally.
Exactly. So Battleground would be the last time you would see Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for a while, until maybe next draft year.
Right. All right. My fifth pick shall be another somewhat, I would consider him a veteran voice now, considering how long he's been working the company. A man who absolutely deserves to be world champion again sooner rather than later, and has just been stuck in mid-card hell right now. My man, Ziggy Stardust himself, Dolph Ziggler.
Very interesting. My sixth pick will shock you. I
Let
am
me get some.
going to go a different route.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at this, is that I have tag team. I have, mid card. I have upper tier. But I'm thinking of something else. I need a women's division they can strive. So
Yep.
my pick would be the boss, Sasha Banks. I believe
Ooh.
because she really wants to be on SmackDown. As she says on many interviews, she always wanted to be on SmackDown just because it was her show growing up with Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and all her favorite
Yep.
wrestlers. So I think if you want to, if you are Shane, you want to do a new era type women's division. So why not start with the boss herself? You know?
Absolutely. That's a fantastic pick, and I would not have picked Sasha Banks on the account of I knew she would want to be on SmackDown, just because of I've seen the interviews and whatnot. So I'm like, if you were going to pick her up, I was like, hey, no problem with that at all. Um, I'm still looking a little weak in my tag team division, so I'm going to actually pick up another tag team with my seventh pick. I'm going to take a team that has absolutely, again, another team that feel like they're stuck in mid card hell and should have done more things right now. I'm going to take the Wyatt family. All four of them, because they, contrary to their characters, all of them have wrestling heritage of some kind, and absolutely are all beasts. And at some point in time, they're eventually going to break up and start feuding with one another. And I'm saying to have those voices and those particular characters working together, I easily could be one. Bray Wyatt himself could be WWE champion. You've got Luke Harper, a former Intercontinental Champion, definitely can do it. And then you've got Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman, again, eventually going to be tag team titles. They could hold all the titles on one show. And I totally kind of hope somewhere down the line that actually happens, because it would be such a big push for them that I feel like they need coming to them to really put them out there. So I'm going to take the Wyatt family, my seventh pick.
That's very fun. My seventh pick, I really need heels, so I'm gonna go actually with the WWE United States Champion Rusev. Strong, athletic guy. We can have Lana with him, but I just feel like the United States
Yeah.
Championship grew up on SmackDown. I think that's the right place it should stay. It should go to SmackDown. Have it there, new era. You got whoever that's champion over there. It could be up for grabs.
Well, with that said, you're taking the United States Championship. That means I get the Intercontinental Championship, and with my eighth pick, I'm going to take the Miz and his and the Miz and his lovely wife as well. It's like, you take Lana Rusev,
Hey
I
man,
take Miz.
Maurice ain't bad.
And like I said, she's a former Divas champion.
Sure.
So I'm like, it would only probably take just a little bit of time for her to jump back in and get back to wrestling again, if she so chooses. I mean, I know they're trying to start a family and all, so I'm like, hey, more power to you.
Hmm. We're on 8 pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to pick the man who is the current Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. I'm gonna go with Baron Corbin.
Ooh.
Risky.
You,
This one is more. This one's more of your risky pick because really it's like he's a mid card, but he really hasn't much of a feud. He hasn't. He only really feuded with Dolph Ziggler, so this is something
so
where
far.
yeah, so far. But so really, it's that this could be your opportunity to try to elevate him on a roster, on this type of roster. I mean, you can have him be with a Sami Zayn or someone, who's a big face over on SmackDown. So I think Corbin.
Absolutely. And I said I was looking at Baron Corbin and I was going to take it with my next pick. But since you did that now, I'm on, let's see, this is what, pick number 9?
Yeah, pick number
Right.
9.
Number 9, I've got to have a face of my women's division. And this girl absolutely has been a part of just about every storyline since she came into the WWE. And as much as you would think that she deserves that opportunity, I'm going to give it to her. I want, as my ninth pick, I want the Irish last kicker herself, Becky Lynch. There's something about her I absolutely adore. Her her work ethic, her abilities in the ring, the and plus I will admit I'm a sucker for chicks with accents. So, but I absolutely love Becky Lynch, and she's definitely coming to Monday Night Raw.
Would you want the many puns of her?
Why not? I mean, it's part of who she is. But I said, bring them all.
All right. For the ninth pick, I'm gonna go with another New Era guy
Mm-hmm.
or New Era guys, cause I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And
Mm-hmm.
also I'm picking a guy who is 7 feet tall that you also can't teach. Yes, I'm picking Enzo and Cass.
It's
Yeah,
a good pick there.
that
Absolutely solid pick at 9.
because the thing is that this is a very popular tag team. I mean, people want them to split up. I mean, there's something with Enzo and he also could be an injury factor. But I think you can't really split up Cass and Enzo because in NXT you see them more as brothers. You can't really split up family.
And plus, they still have a goal to want to be tag team champions. They've been together for over 4 years. Absolutely worked their butts off in the tag team division in NXT. Never was able to capture those NXT tag team championships. So why would you do them that injustice now when they work so well off of one another? Let them try to become WWE tag team champions. I'm still waiting for that match. New Day, Enzo and Cass, tag team titles. That needs to happen.
And
Since
also,
you have both teams, you better make it happen. I'm just saying.
hey, I know I could, but at the same time, you look at this is that more or less is just like you know for a period of time, Enzo was actually out with injury, so Big Cass was by himself. So that's why you saw Big Cass can work well by himself because he has done that before.
Right, absolutely.
So, but I just feel if you get Cass, you have to get Enzo because I would rather have him as a tag team champions before I go to give Cass a big singles push. I would rather have them push as a great tag team champions.
And like I said, they could be a great tag team for a long time. I mean, look at what the Hardys did. They were together for I think almost like 6-7 years before they really end up separating from one another to begin their singles runs as competitors, going on to winning both the WWE and ECW championships respectively. But all right, on to pick our final picks for our top 10 picks for our shows. At number 10, I'm going to go with a new era guy myself. Well, because I'm looking at the roster and I'm like, do I want to play a wild card here? Do I want to get a guarantee? Or do I want somebody who has all the potential in the world and such a bright future ahead of him? And that's the one, that's what intrigues me the most. So, as with my 10th and final pick of these top 10 draft picks, I will select the newcomer from NXT from Stone Mountain, Georgia, Apollo Crews. I mean, the pure athleticism of a guy who stands about, I'm guessing, I'm trying to remember what his actual height is. I don't remember right offhand, but he's like easily about 250. He moves around like a cruiserweight, and with it seems like all at times almost unlimited strength, agility, and wrestling skill from all of his time working all over the world in other promotions. This guy could finally be, and I hate to say this guy could actually be the first real like African American to really become WWE World Champion one day. Because I mean, you look at the entire title's history. Yes, some people are thinking right now, but what about The Rock? Yeah, he's half. But I consider Rock Samoan before I consider him African American. Even though, like I said, legitimately he is half. But we're talking like a dark-skinned brother like myself. I say Apollo Crews has all that potential. And like I said, with more time working with some of the others, working on the mic, absolutely, he's going to be WWE champion one day. Again, as long as he gets that fair opportunity to do so. And I would love to see that happen on my show, Monday nights, the flagship show of WWE.
All right, final 10th pick for SmackDown. I'm going to shock you now. I'm going with a wild card. I'm going with NXT. I'm going to pick the Demon, Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were going to do that. That's not a shock to me. Because I just thought about doing that myself, but I'm like, no, I'm going to stick to the main roster that's already there. But yeah, absolutely. I expect only realistically, just from a different perspective before finishing this up, if anybody's going to get called up from NXT, there's only two people that I feel should get that chance to be called up. Mm-hmm. Finn Balor and my girl Bayley. That's it. Everybody else needs to stay in NXT for a while, get their characters more developed, and make that continue the legacy of what the first of what I guess you could call them the second generation really brought to NXT down there, because you have Seth Rollins, Big E. That group was the first real generation of NXT. Then you have the second generations with your Sami Zayn, your Kevin Owens, your Finn Balor's. And then the women's themselves, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Paige, Sasha Banks. I consider them all as second generation. We're now on the cusp of starting the third generation of great stars coming up from NXT. And absolutely, like I said, only Finn and Bayley should be the ones coming up right now, because there's a lot of veteran guys who've worked other promotions that are down there working to get that chance to come up. But there's a lot of still fresh, undiscovered, like new talent that have come to NXT that are going to get their name out there over the next years. So it's definitely going to be the show to watch for sure. At least I know I'm watching it.
I consider Paige more the first generation of NXT, really.
You know, when you think about it, yeah, I give you that, because like I said, she is the only diva to actually be both Divas champion and NXT Women's champion at the same damn time.
And the only one that will ever, unless they decide to do something with the Women's Championship. But anyway, going on to that. Good. But here's going into that statement is that with Bayley, I have mentioned this a couple of times in my videos. Bailey is going to farewell match in Brooklyn, where she won the NXT Women's Championship last year. She's gonna
Yep.
have a new match. She's gonna have a match
That
with Asuka at NXT Takeover. She's
it's going to
gonna
be
lose.
amazing.
She's gonna be amazing. She's gonna lose. She's gonna just give the final farewell, and then you might see her on the Raw after SummerSlam on the main roster.
Hmm. That would be a great time for her to come up because by that point, could we actually be seeing Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the women's title come SummerSlam? Time will tell.
We
Time will
can
tell on that
we
one.
can see it for Battleground because as Shane McMahon stated, with the draft, we don't know what's gonna go on.
Yeah. And with the draft literally taking place like 6 days before Battleground happens, I mean, it's all up in the air right now.
Yeah,
The only
because
thing we could.
once Battleground, once after Battleground's over, everybody's split up now. Everybody's gonna be in their own different brand. They're not gonna
Yep.
see each other until SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. They're gonna be on doing their own different things.
Hmm. And like I
So
said, I hope that once the brand split comes, because there are 12 like pay-per-views a year. Actually, I think there's like 13, honestly. But they just need to go back to having one a month and then splitting the other 8 pay-per-views out of the year, splitting them between the other shows.
what
Things like
what the reports are is that as I have the close what's going on.
it's a gasp.
I don't know. No, but going on to that, the paper. I was gonna go continue my talk with NXT, but I'd go with the paper.
Uh-huh.
The reports is that there's gonna be 2 pay-per-views a month, one for each brand.
I
That's gonna
don't
be
know how I feel about that.
they basically they doing at September. They say they're gonna do Backlash first for SmackDown and Clash of Champions, which is the old WCW event for Raw. They gotta do No Mercy in October first, and then they gotta do Hell in a Cell for Raw.
That makes sense.
And
I
so
don't know why they wouldn't just line them all back up with what they used to be. Backlash used to be the first pay-per-view in April. Well, the second one, because WrestleMania always take place first weekend in April, and then Backlash would be like the last Sunday of that month.
yeah, but they don't. They say that the report says that they don't want to do 2 pay-per-views for the same month as the Big Four.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't.
Okay.
You
Well,
won't.
that makes sense. But
You,
still, that's a lot of extra wrestling watching, and I'm like, that may be oversaturating it just a little too much.
but at the same time, you think about this. This isn't on pay-per-view. This is on the WWE Network. But you, how much you get for?
For the low price of only $9.99.
That's right. And I think that's why it's that WWE has more leniency with the network now, and they don't have to worry about the pay-per-view people.
Right. At least
So,
not too much longer, because I figure they've got a couple years left, and then they'll be done doing pay-per-views. It'll all be exclusively through the network, which is honestly a better buy when you look at it for the long haul.
mhm.
But
But
that's
I'm going back to
we're not going to turn this into a network plug,
yeah. But I'm going back to NXT really. I'm going more
right?
with plugging with NXT. But anyway, it's like Finn Balor is due up. He already had this match with Shinsuke Nakamura. Spoiler, it's gonna be soon.
Yep, I believe it's not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
No, after what I read, I think it's gonna be actually the day after the draft.
Yeah, that's next Wednesday.
Yeah. So the day after the draft is basically when that episode's gonna air. But
I will be glued to my seat watching.
me too. And anyway, it's like more. This is more really. It's like Finn Balor is gonna get called up soon.
Mm-hmm.
They say
He
they say
yeah.
American Alpha also maybe, but with them it's too late.
Nah, too soon. Too soon for them. They're very talented. They're very good at what they do. They're over. They're that strong babyface team in NXT right now that NXT needs to get behind. They need to stay there right now because we got a lot of tag teams coming up, and the tag team division I can actually say is starting to get just a little on the crowded side. And I'm afraid if you bring American Alpha up now, they're gonna just end up getting lost in the shuffle.
But remember, you splitting up if you splitting up the tag team division to two shows, you can actually have two tag team championships if you can, if you want.
Yeah, which again, another thing I don't want them to bring back. I said I want the three main division championships to float between the two shows, and then each show have one or two separate like singles titles for them
Yeah,
to work for. Because I mean, you can always have great number one contenders matches for the tag team championships. Which, like I said, you can always bring them back when it comes back to their time for the pay per view.
I'm gonna do a little something different also. I would
Okay.
say pick two extra people who you would believe would be on a roster since you're on Raw. Who would you think would two extra people would be?
Oh, we're gonna go to two more picks. Okay.
But it's gonna be two together. Two. You could say the two at the same time, basically.
Okay. If I'm going two more picks, I would actually like to go with um. Hmm. Look at the roster here real quick. I'm actually gonna go with Sheamus, former world champion himself, and as controversial as he is, I still enjoy watching him in the ring. I'm going Roman Reigns. I would take both of them.
Yeah, I would say that would be easy because I would rather keep the three members of the Shield together, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like I said, it's no disrespect to Roman Reigns at all, but like I said, it's only because I'm like, I think Roman Reigns would actually probably do maybe a little bit better getting away from the Shield, which is why I didn't draft him originally in my top 10. I was kind of hoping that you would end up taking him.
I kind of went away because my reason with Roman is that his draft stock went down once the suspension happens. And yes, this is a
Yeah,
legit.
because they still haven't said what it was over, but
I heard different reports, but I don't know what it was for myself.
yeah, I don't think we'll ever find out either. So
I heard one, but I don't remember what it was for. But my main reason is that Roman Reigns, you know, this draft stock drop. He's gonna go like in the mid. I think somebody's gonna pick him up in the draft. I'd be surprised.
I think realistically, if they want to make him better, they just need to make him a heel. Honestly, and like if you really want to get that somewhat credibility back, if they're gonna boo him, go ahead and let them boo him, but for a good reason. I'm like, they want to hate on him, make them absolutely leave and hate on him like his time when he was with the Shield. Absolutely triple power bombing folks through tables and spearing them, literally about cutting them in half.
Uh-huh. For my two pick, if I had to do two picks, my first one would be Paige because I would see her helping out some of the newer divas because she's kind of like that veteran. She's like that veteran that's not Natalia, but I think knowing her with her family in the business, I think she's more have a credibility than with Natalia. I mean, Natalia been in WWE for a while, but Paige, I see her connecting more with the NXT divas than Natalia would be. If
right?
I had to do my second pick, I'm gonna shock you. I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar.
Huh, okay.
Because I think, they say Brock Lesnar's going to be at the draft. He's going to get drafted somewhere. But I would, if I would be a better man, SmackDown would be the place because that's where really he became a star. I mean,
Mhm.
he did start on Raw, but then basically he became more of a bigger star on SmackDown after he won the championship on The Rock, become a SmackDown
Right?
exclusive star. That's how you do it.
Sending him back to the Blue Show, the Beast incarnate himself. I mean, you realize that means you get Paul Heyman as well,
Yes, I get
since he
that.
is the.
Yes, I get
So I'm
Paul.
like, I'm gonna let you deal with Heyman, because that alone can be a handful.
I could say it along with Paul Heyman. My client, Brock Lesnar, conquered the Undertaker. Wait, huh?
Yeah, well, I have a feeling somebody's actually gonna beat him eventually. I don't know who, but somebody's gonna find a way to pin Brock Lesnar in a match, and it's gonna absolutely, hopefully, give them
It has to be
a
clean.
rocket ship full of momentum to.
It has to be clean too.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be clean, a clean victory over him, no convoluted. They actually have to beat Brock Lesnar.
We will never know who it is until we find out. Anyway, that's it for our mock draft 2.5. I had fun. You had fun?
Oh, absolutely! I love talking about wrestling.
Anyway, um, where can they find you at?
Oh, they could find me online. I do still do a lot of articles with OSWA. So you check us out at oswaentertainment.com or our multimedia website, oswa.tv. You also find me on Twitter at NCB at NCBman or at Michael V Gentry. You can choose which one. And like I said, get ready to, you guys can vote for me, help me to become the next commissioner of OSWA soon. Just use the hashtag MVG for commissioner.
Uh, I want to ask this question. Would that make you a
Sure.
two-time commissioner?
Huh? Yes, that would make me the first ever two-time commissioner of OSWA. But I've got, it's a very large field this year, and there's some very stiff competition. We just had another guy, a former Ultimate Champion who's had to retire recently due to neck injury, just throw his hat into the ring last night as part of the field of the people who are going to be running for commissioner. We're going to have our first debate at our next Supercard show, which is Corporate Ladder, coming up 4 weeks from yesterday. It's July the 30th. So if you happen to be anywhere in the North Georgia area, just come on in. You can see a great debate and a great night of action at OSWA, including our annual corporate ladder match for our corporate championship, equivalent to like the Intercontinental Championship, and a 6-man ladder match. That's going to be one of our featured. That's our featured contest there. Plus, we still haven't decided who the number one contender is for the Ultimate Championship. Our main title. We'll see who that's going to be in just probably next show. But then, of course, the big happening is being around the first debate with all the candidates in the ring at the same time. I call shenanigans. But yeah, you can come check us out. It's 205 Commerce Parkway in Cornelia, Georgia. And again, check us out online, oswa.tv. Full-length matches, superstar bios, everything you want to know about the OSWA. Check it there. Check it out there, oswa.tv.
Make OSWA great again?
No, make OSWA better. I mean, I made it great before. I'm going to make it even better this time around.
Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Fatboy504. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Fatboy504. And really, that's really it. So with all that being said, you can find me on the Hardcore Wrestling Radio and WGS TV. I'm gonna put links on the bottom. With that being said, send them out.
All right. Well, guys, thank y'all for watching the WWE Draft 2.5. We'll see you all next time. Until then, I'm out. Hashtag 2 fingers.